Prison is no fun place to be. And I remember just being a very lonely, heartbroken girl until Marcelino came into my life. Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany Santiago. I'm the author of One Woman's Journey, Surviving the Streets.
Hey, my name is Marcelino, and I met my wife in prison, and I'm here to tell you my side of the story.
I'm here to tell my side of my love story with my husband, Marcelino. My life prior to my marriage, very sad, very difficult, unfortunately. I had a rough childhood, which ultimately led me to prison. When I was very young, I ended up running away from home. I just felt like I could find a better life if I left, and unfortunately, that was not true. I was a homeless teenager, and I ended up hooking up with a few people that got me addicted to meth. Years of drug abuse. I ended up being arrested at age 18, and I served 5 years in prison.
My life prior to meeting Brittany was full of ups and downs. I was here, there, and everywhere and in the wind. I never was constrained by anybody. I decided to make the switch and be serious with somebody when I just started realizing, you go around the world, you see things, go places, and you start feeling like you want to share your accomplishments with somebody. And that's what made me want to reach out and get serious about a relationship.
So prison is obviously not a very happy place. And on top of it, I was doing the best I could to just dive into some soul searching and try to change, because I knew that prison wasn't a place I ever wanted to return. And once you start on a path of finding yourself and becoming a better person, it separates you from the people in prison. So prison then becomes even more lonely. I ended up posting an ad on a pen pal website, and a couple of months later, I got a letter from Marcelino telling me that, he's interested in a friendship and he would really like to talk to me. And that's pretty much like where it all started. Our love story really honestly started with a letter.
I actually met Brittany through a site called Inmate, which I learned about through a friend of mine who had been in prison himself. I didn't necessarily look for somebody who was in prison, but it just so happened to be that way. And didn't necessarily think I was going to find somebody. However, scrolling down and seeing Brittany's profile at first and made me want to stop, made me want to see who was the woman behind those eyes.
In prison and in jail, we don't really have access to the internet. And so the only thing that we could do to stay connected to people outside of prison is write letters. I actually had 3 or 4 different pictures up. You're able to mail those in to the pen pal companies and they put them on your profile.
And with the letters, you can get very explicative as far as who you are and detail what it is that you're looking at of your partner in life. But she actually came to me very truthful and very honest.
But as soon as I received his letter, I was like, wow, I really like this guy. He sounds attractive, he sounds funny. And how he said he was dripping in tattoos. Just by the way he writes, you could obviously tell that he was very educated.
From the letters and the way that she was explaining herself and her situation and how she got into that predicament, it was easy for me to reserve judgment and get to know her and see who she was.
He only wrote me 1 letter. I responded with 1 letter. And then a couple of days later, he was there at the jail to visit me. The officers post a little a paper saying who has visits for the day and at one time. I had all of these nerve-wracking feelings. So I had got ready for my visit. And then when I came down to my visiting screen, I kind of saw him, but he wasn't really full screen on the visit. He was kind of ducked off to the side. And when I sat down, I was like, what are you doing?
It's a screen. So I was off to the left just a little bit, just to make sure she wasn't, she was who she said she was on paper and in the pictures. And then when she finally did appear and sit down, I went ahead and sat down. We had a conversation.
He was like, I just wasn't sure if you were catfishing me. And so I wanted to kind of stay off to the side in case you were, I was going to leave.
From that first conversation towards the end, I knew that I wanted to continue and carry on and see where it could go.
I had deeply fallen in love with Marcelino, and I had no end to my case. It was just ongoing, court date after court date. And so the biggest struggle was just not knowing when I was going to be able to come home and actually start my life with him.
Dating somebody who's in jail, particularly dating Brittany, there was always that skepticism as if she was going to be who she said that she was going to be. You're going to walk it like you talk it once you get out.
There was plenty of times where I was really missing Marcelino when I was in jail and in prison, because we go on lockdowns a lot. Like if two other people start fighting, they'll shut the whole unit down. You can't use the phone. You can't go outside and get recreational yard. You can't do anything. It made my time so much more difficult.
When they get put on lockdown, you go 2 or 3 days without a call and you're starting to figure out like what's happening. Then you hear her on the phone about what little situation she's trying to stay away from, or who's causing a ruckus over here or there. And that definitely raises stress stress level.
I never worried about Marcelino leaving me because he showed me this loyalty that he did not owe me. And he was more faithful and dedicated to being there for me than my own family or friends or people that I've known for years. You know, he owed me nothing, and he just showed up in my life one day and he stayed consistent. And it was through his actions and nothing that he said that I was able to trust him.
You're literally out of sight and out of mind, and your only lifeline is people out there supporting you from the outside.
We dated for about a year while I was in jail, and I ended up going to prison for about 6 months. And when I was in prison, I actually got personal contact visits with him where we could share one kiss and one hug. And so that was really nice.
We're there in the presence of guards and everybody else, so we can't really have an intimate moment. But I was very overjoyed just so that we come to that point to be able to be in front of each other.
I was happy to be alone with him and to be in person and to see him face to face, because it's a lot different than seeing him on a screen. And that actually helped us connect even deeper before I was able to come home.
The day Brittany was released, you saw it. Everybody saw it on America. Everybody saw it for the world to see. We were there, the cameras. That was actually when Brittany got out.
Marcelino and I have been filming on Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, which pretty much like follows couples who met in the unique circumstances that Marcelino and I did. It was very overwhelming. They were literally there the second I got off the prison transportation bus. I was being uncuffed. Camera crew was there and ready.
Didn't have no time to prepare, rehearse, no nothing. It was, there you are, here I am, come to me. And it was great.
Over the last 2 years that I've been home, I would definitely say that filming for the show has fast-tracked my relationship with my husband. We're already married. We bought our first house together. We have 3 children, 2 dogs. It's a lot.
It's definitely a bit cumbersome. Our relationship is definitely on the fast track, but we never lose sight of the moments we wanted to be with each other when we couldn't be.
You know, with everything that happens to you in your life, like you get to choose what you want to do with it. If you want to grow from it, or you would like to, you know, allow it to destroy yourself. It's really up to you. And I've learned from everything I've been through in my life. And it really reflects in like the relationships that I have today with my children and my husband and even with myself.
For me, Brittany was definitely worth the wait. And, you know, ever since she got out, Brittany is definitely proving that she is the one I want to invest my time and spend the rest of my life with.
You know, I want to tell people that even though Marcelino and I have a healthy relationship and we're deeply in love, that doesn't mean that like our relationship is perfect, and it doesn't mean that it's not obtainable for other people. The key to making your relationship and your marriages work is just finding acceptance, not wanting someone to be who you think they are, and instead just like accepting them for who they are.
This is true love here. It's been going for 2 years so far.
Waiting for each other while I was incarcerated was definitely worth the wait. Like I know that I'm so happy with him and that we made the right decision to be together.
Hey, words of wisdom from a learned man. Please listen to your wife. It's very true. Might be cliche, but very true. Happy wife, happy life.